Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode number 60. It is a Tuesday, and we are just a couple days away from the month of October. Can you believe that? Today, I want to recap my mail days from Monday, a non-Cubs mail day, and a Cubs mail day. The Ben Baller box, it arrived yesterday via FedEx. I was able to, I opened the box just to make sure it was the right contents. It was, in fact, the Ben Baller Topps Chrome box. And I slipped it back into the original Topps box, put it into another box, and shipped it out as it had already sold. So eye candy for a few minutes for me, and a nice little profit from clicking a few buttons. I also received a Cubs mail day. Thanks to PK Steinberg from Twitter. Going to be sending him some strawberry stuff. He sent a stack of about 75 Cubs cards, including some of my favorites. I love the Broders, and I love Ty Griffin. So Ty Griffin, Broder, quite a few Team USA of Ty Griffin from the late 80s. Of course, one of my all-time favorite Cubs cards, the 89 Topps, Ty Griffin, and he sent a stack. There were actually there was a pile of maybe 8 Ty Griffins in here, so very cool. Always love adding Ty Griffins to the Cubs collection. So that puts the count at 499,308 with only 2 days left in the month of September. I thought I was going to hit 500,000 Cubs cards by the end of the month, but it appears that I may come up short. So we shall see. 2 mail days left in the month. We'll see if we can get 692 cards in the next 2 days. I'm averaging, the average is like 370 cards per day. So if you go by the averages, should get there, but we'll see. Today's topic, I wanted to discuss negotiating. And the title of this video journal today, episode 60 of Hobby Evolution, I hate negotiating. How can I hate negotiating when it's basically my day job? And it's basically my hustle and my I wouldn't call it a side job. It's more of a hobby, but I guess there is work involved. So my side job of selling baseball cards at an eBay store, and that's where the topic stems from over the weekend. And every once in a while, it does occur where there's some negotiating involved on eBay. Now, I don't hate negotiating because I think negotiating is great for both the buyer and the seller. But in some instances, I hate the nickel and diming of negotiating. Name a hard price. If it's not what you want, walk away. If you're willing to come down on price, take it. So the instance that occurred over the weekend, I have, it's a fairly new product, but I guess in baseball card terms, it's outdated because it came out a couple months ago. It's a parallel listed in my eBay store for $3. And it was listed about 2 weeks after the release of this particular product. So it wasn't at first day prices. Some of my Allen and Ginter, kind of off on the side, Allen and Ginter, I opened within the first 2 days of release. I opened half of my case on the night of release and the other half the next day. So some of my prices I've already knocked down, and I do need to go back and look because now it's been 10 days and prices have settled, and my first day pricing is a little too high. So this particular product that was offered over the weekend, it was priced out a couple weeks after release, so it wasn't first day pricing. Ken, what's happening, man? Thank you for joining this morning. So I'm talking about negotiating and why I hate negotiating despite doing it on a daily basis, both with my full-time job and in baseball cards in the hobby. So this particular card was listed in my eBay store for $3. And there was a watcher. And I typically price my cards very competitively. Most of the cards in my store are priced at or below comps, sold comps, not list price comps, recent sold comps. And I do that because most of the stuff I just want to get rid of. I don't want to give it away, but I want to, give people a deal. Now, if you buy 3 or more cards in my eBay store, you get an additional 10% off. So this card priced at $3, maybe it's not quite $3, but if you take 10% off, there's 30 cents. If you watch it, I'll throw an offer your way. So I threw an offer of $2.50. So the person who was watching countered back for $1. And I'm not one to get offended by counters and offers. So $1 was obviously too low for what I wanted to sell this. And this is also free shipping, by the way, which I do sell 99 cents free shipping. It's a small profit for me, but I don't like to do it. That's why I have the 10% off the volume discount, just to make it, a little more profitable per card. So the counter was $1 to me. And at this point, I hate going back and forth. I have a price in mind. That $3 price, take into consideration the 10%. I've already offered 50 cents. I don't really want to go too far down. So what I do, instead of the ongoing back and forth nickel and diming, I thought, okay, I'll sell it for $2. But I include a note, just to avoid the back and forth. This is my bottom price. Essentially, take it or leave it. So I countered back $2 with a note. Thanks for the offer. $2 is the best I can do. And that's typically the note I leave when I have settled on a price in the negotiating process. So $2 back to him, and he counters back. And this is kind of an annoying thing where it's like, okay, don't nickel and dime me. He counters back at $1.50, and he includes a note. This is the highest I'll go, and something about, I don't think anybody wants this card or whatever. So I declined the offer. I named my lowest price. It was countered. That's, I'm sticking to my lowest price. It's not a super rare parallel, but it's a parallel that, I think $2 is a more than fair price. If you buy 2 more cards, you can get some good deals in my eBay store. You can take an additional 20% off with that volume discount. You get it down to $1.80. So I walked away, and that's the part of negotiating I hate. Beans in here, and he says negotiating is the part of the hobby I dislike the most. And I just declined it. I hope you didn't decline it and let it expire on its own. I just declined it. When it came back to me, I just straight out declined. So that's the part where, I price most of my stuff in my eBay store. It's very competitive. Some of the hotter stuff is not priced as competitive, just because it's a hot market, and maybe it's, a player heading in, like Shane Bieber. I'm going to be listing those Shane Bieber rookie cards. They're going to be priced at, right where the sold comps are. I'm not going to be undercutting the latest sold comp because he's super hot right now, and he also is starting game 1 in the playoffs, I think today or tomorrow. So that's something that I'm going to price based on, the other recent sold comps, and not undercutting. If it's, I listed last night a lot of 90s and 2000s basketball cards, many of them serial numbered. There weren't as many sold comps. So there were a lot of, just listings, maybe a dozen listings that were, $3, $4, $5, but they're not moving. So I priced those either 99 cents, $1.50, maybe even $2. So yeah, Beans in here and says, I price lower than others or where I want to be. And then people try to knock it down more. ComC users are the worst about that. I have the lowest cost and they want more off. And yeah, it's a minor annoyance. And that's why, it's part of the game. I get it. But I name a price, and that's the price. Take it or leave it. I hate negotiating. So that is all I had for today. Coming up tomorrow, I think that was the last topic on my board. Um, a few things came to mind yesterday, but I'll try to remember those today. I wasn't near my whiteboard. Jay Johnstone passed away. So condolences to the Cubs family and the Johnstone family. I think he was in poor health within the last couple of years. He was a regular at Cubs convention, and you could find him anywhere. He was one of the most accessible former Cubs players at Cubs convention, and it's kind of strange. Every year when I'm there, I think how strange it is that these guys, like a Jay Johnstone, Steve Trout, Scott Sanderson, who unfortunately we lost last year, Jody Davis. These guys walk around the hotel at Cubs convention, and a few of the autographers will go up to them, but by late in the night when they're meeting up with some of their other players, there's a table of 6 or 8 players in the hotel bar, and they're just having conversations, and I think Jody Davis was the example I thought of. That here's Jody Davis, who was a star catcher throughout the 1980s, and you have David Ross, who was a backup catcher, and David Ross turns into this huge celebrity. But Jody Davis was that in the 1980s, and it's just in 30 years. Now, David Ross is now a manager, so it may be a little different now. He's a big league manager. But say David Ross didn't get into big league managing, that's probably him. He's probably Jody Davis at the Cubs convention in 30 years, just walking around the hotel with nobody bothering him. So rest in peace, Jay Johnstone. Super funny guy. He was in some of the bloopers tapes in the late 80s. He was a prankster. So he passed away yesterday. I think he was 74. So we'll miss Jay Johnstone. That is all for today. Coming up tomorrow, hopefully I'll have a Cubs update, a little more Cubs to add to the count as we chase 500,000. Follow me on Twitter at 1MillionCubs, and you can find me on the website. My eBay store is also on link to the website, 1millioncubs.com. eBay store link is at the top of the page at 1millioncubs.com. Ken, thanks for stopping by and chatting. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday.